Once again, we're going to do some math, and we are going to practice using some tape diagrams, using a tape diagram to solve a problem. So I'm going to read this problem aloud. You can read quietly in your participant handout. This is on page 10 of your participant handout. It says, Saeed bought 24 pounds of ground beef for a block party. He used 1/4 of the beef to make tacos and 2/3 of the remainder to make burgers. How many pounds of ground beef did he use to make burgers? So let's just think for a moment. What do we know? Do we know parts? Do we know wholes? What do we know? Okay, so we know the whole will be 24 pounds of ground beef. So let's read that first sentence again. Saeed bought 24 pounds of ground beef for a block party. So that's all of the beef that he's going to be using, right? So what could we draw to represent that 24 pounds of ground beef? Right, so I'm going to draw one long rectangle. And I'm going to use my arms here to label it 24 pounds. Okay. All right. Let's keep reading and see if we can make sense. He used 1/4 of the beef to make tacos and 2/3 of the remainder to make burgers. Let's go back because there was a couple of different pieces of information in there. So I just want to read it part after part. So he used 1/4 of the beef to make tacos. All right, so let's think about that. What does that mean? What could I draw? Right, so I can break up or decompose this 24 pounds into 4 equal parts, because one of those parts would be 1/4 of the whole. And we'll call that G for ground beef. All right. All right, so what else do we know? Let's keep reading that. So that's that sentence that we were in. 2/3 of the remainder to make up burgers. So where is the remainder? The remainder is these 3 parts right here, right? So what would 2/3 of that look like? Right, so I could show it. How could I draw that? Right, so we can show it. Let's do it over here just to separate them out a little bit. So those 2/3 would be 2/3, and that would be for T for tacos. Okay. So the question now we're figuring out is how many pounds of ground beef did he use to make burgers? So my question mark, my variable, what's my unknown? My unknown is how much one of these boxes is going to be to figure out how much he used to make burgers. I think I have those reversed, so we're actually going to make this is 1/4 for tacos, and this is going to be 2/3 for beef or burgers. We're going to do it that way. It's a little messy now, but that's okay. We make mistakes and we learn from them, and that's great. So this is going to be, what's our unit going to be here? Right, still in pounds. So I'm trying to figure out how many pounds, because I need to figure out how much those 2 parts are worth together. Right, so how am I going to figure that out? Okay, so students could think of it as 24 divided by 4 is going to give me that question mark. And so that question mark is going to be 6 pounds, right? Now, how would I use that 6 pounds to then find out how much he used for burgers? Right, all I have to do is multiply that by 2. 2 groups of 6 gives me that 12. So now let's make sure we go and put that back into the context of our problem. How many pounds of ground beef did he use to make burgers? Saeed used 12 pounds of ground beef to make burgers. Awesome.